My name is Laura Rizzo. Today I'll be talking about academic language, why it matters across all subjects, and specifically how we can support emergent bilingual students in developing. Academic language is not just vocabulary lists, it's the way we use language to explain, justify, and reason in school. It includes precise vocabulary, complex sentence structures, and discourse practices like debating, explaining, and making claims with evidence. As Ship and Go reminds us, learning content and learning the language of the content are inseparable. In school, students are expected to move from everyday talk to academic registers. For example, instead of saying, I saw the bug crawl in science, they're expected to say, I observed the insect's movement. The critical components of academic language include one, vocabulary, which is both general terms like analyze or compare, and then subject specific terms like hypothesize or metaphor. Then we have sentence structures like cause and effect, conditional statements and explanations. And then finally, discourse practices such as building arguments, summarizing, and presenting findings. The WIDA framework highlights that academic language is developed by engaging in meaningful tasks where students must relate, inform, explain, and argue. Video 1 the Spanish video about recycling, we see students practicing all four key uses of language. They argue for or against recycling, inform by sharing facts, explain with examples, and narrate scenarios. For instance, one student says, Si no reciclamos el mar, se puede contaminar y los peces se mueren. Here we see both scientific reasoning and cause and effect structures. The debate aligns with WIDA Standard 1, social instructional, since students follow a debate routine, Standard 4 of science as they connect recycling to the environment, and Standard 5 social studies when they begin to discuss the businesses and community issues. Video 2, the English conversation about Arctic animals, students worked with text evidence. They began with sentence starters like according to the text and then added their own reasoning. One student explained polar bears stay on land because the babies don't know how to swim yet. This shows how students mix academic vocabulary, polar bear, and the text evidence with everyday reasoning. This video reflects WIDA Standard 2, Language of Language Arts, science since students are citing from the text. Then we have Standard 4, Science, because they are describing habitats and the animal behavior. Again, we see the four key issues narrating, informing, explaining, and questioning. From these examples, one clear lesson is that emergent bilinguals need structured opportunities to talk like scientists, historians, or mathematicians, not just memorize terms. Some strategies I plan to use are debating and discussions, like the recycling debate, to practice reasoning and argumentation, sentence frames, such as according to the text or I think blank because dot dot dot, to scaffold discourse, translanguaging, which is allowing students to brainstorm or discuss in Spanish before producing their final work in English, visuals and manipulatives, especially in math and science, to connect vocabulary with meaning. In a dual language or ESL setting, this means giving students tasks where language is the tool for thinking, not just an add on. Both videos show how WIDA standards come alive when instruction is intentional. Standard 1 supports participation in structured routines. Standard 2 connects to literacy practices. Standard 4 emphasizes the language of science. Standard 5 builds social studies knowledge. What stands out to me is how the four key uses of language, relating, informing, explaining, and arguing, are not just extra but central to learning. In the debate, students argued with evidence about recycling. In the Arctic conversation, students explained their reasoning with text-based details. These moments show that when students are given authentic tasks, they naturally use academic language in ways that deepen both content understanding and language growth. As an educator, I see that my role is not only to teach content, but to design opportunities for students to use language as a tool for thinking. That means planning with the WIDA standards in mind, creating scaffolds like sentence frames and valuing translanguaging so that students can draw from all of their linguistic resources. Ultimately, academic language development is about equity, giving emergent bilinguals full access to learning across all subjects.